Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of January 3rd. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about how can it possibly be a new year already? Time is going fast, it seems. And yet when you're in the middle of parenting, it seems to take forever. I was reminded of this by an Instagram post from the country singer Thomas Rhett. He sang a song with the chorus, "Days are long and the years are short." And that's not necessarily something we'd never heard expressed before, but I think the fact that he had a toddler nagging at him all through the song sort of gave it a little extra spice. It's pretty adorable. We'll have the link in the show notes. But it got me thinking about how much in the weeds I was sometimes when my kids were little, and everything was a big deal. And I just felt like we would never get through this. And it was the most important thing in the world. And I had to, devote every brain cell to getting through it and managing it. And how were we possibly going to deal with it? And I look back on it now, and that was so long ago. And that was such a little blip in my kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
But, when you're in the middle of it, it just seems like it's never going to end.
Right.
So it's a little better when your kids are adults, but still, I get in the weeds with them too. But then,
there was nothing that used to drive me more, just make me more angry than to be told like, oh, your kid's not sleeping through the night. It doesn't last long. Like it's you'll be over before you know it, and you won't even remember it. Like, I still remember it.
Yes.
It's been 16 years. It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. When it's happening, it's slow,
Yes. The nights are long.
Yes, exactly. The days are long. And it just seems like this is going to be your life forever. Right. It's never going to stop. And, my daughter now just sort of, school was fine. I had no problems with school. I'm happy with school. You did a good job. And it's like, but I remember what it was like when you were actually in school. I don't think you felt that way. And I didn't feel that way. And it was such a slog, and it was such a drama. I wish I could just put it behind me, but I still have those, hot buttons when I think about it, and I'm right back there.
Yeah.
But.
Well, and it kind of goes hand in hand with like little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems. Which again, you do not want to hear when you have a little kid. No. Because first of all, they feel like big problems when the kids are little. And also you don't want to be like, oh great, it's only going to get worse. Like don't say that to people. That's just not cool.
This is not helpful.
No.
And I don't know, when my kids were little, I felt like there was such pressure that if I did something wrong, it would destroy their lives forever. So maybe the problems are bigger when the kids are bigger, but it doesn't feel like quite as much your responsibility. I don't know. And when they're little.
Just the decisions that you make for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because you have to make the decisions for them.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't make the decisions.
Right. And it totally can impact their future.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
still worry about all the time. Rewind those decisions.
Right.
But, you don't know. You just got to try your best with all things when your kids are little, the little things or the big things. But I mean, it should be a comfort that you look back now and you realize, oh, that really was nothing. I shouldn't have been so upset about that. Years are short. Look at all this time that's gone by.
Right.
But I think it's also, it would be a disservice to not acknowledge that it was hard.
Yes.
It was really hard. I mean, my husband and I were talking about that earlier today, was just thinking about what it was like when our kids were younger, and just, there were a lot of daily minute by minute challenges that, that you're dealing with. And like, I don't want to just gloss over that, because it was hard. It was difficult. It was challenging. And I wouldn't want to go back. If I can have my kids younger, yeah, that'd be great. I would not want to go back to all of that, that intense parenting that we did when they were younger.
Yeah.
That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's very sort of hands-on and like physically taxing. And then as they get older, it's more mentally taxing.
Yeah.
But then I think too, like there's so much pressure now to provide kids with the perfect childhood and to be, the perfect family, and make sure that your kid is involved in all the right activities and they're getting the right education. And I think social media has really emphasized that, or like brought that to something. It's quite a toxic.
It's.
I just can imagine being a parent now with social media. That would just be so overwhelming.
When my kids were little, social media was just kind of getting started in the form of email lists. And I was on a list of parents who had adopted from Eastern Europe. And it was in many ways very, very helpful to me to connect with people all over the country who were having the same experience and seeing the same things. But I wonder if it also sort of made me worry about things and made me too much of an expert on stuff and too distrustful of the people who were having to handle them in school and stuff like that. I kind of wonder what would have happened if I hadn't known anything, if it would have been better or worse. I'd like to think that it's better that I was informed and could force things and stuff, but maybe not. You know what? maybe we would have had happier days when they were little. The days would have been a little less fraught. I don't know. I've always,
long.
I've always thought that was a blessing to have that. But everything comes with two sides. And then, oh my gosh, now it would have been overwhelming, the number of resources that are available, oftentimes contradictory. And still the people at school really wouldn't want to hear it.
Well, and also I think, we mentioned, or you mentioned at the top, Terry, that, this isn't something we haven't heard before, but it's sort of something that you have to experience.
Yes.
Like Thomas Rhett, he's going through it. He's got 4 little kids all at once. And there's no way to like prepare for that or like be able to know what it's going to be like until you're doing it. So everything feels like a revelation,
Yes.
You have to experience it and learn it for yourself to really understand it.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when you were, before you had your kids and you were, maybe you were expecting their arrival in whatever format it was, that, like you had all these, you weren't naive, but you had a lot of these thoughts and feelings about how things would be. And you were trying to prepare yourself, and everybody would be like, just, enjoy this time, relax, take it easy, take care of yourself. And then the kids arrive and you're just like, you're so unprepared. Just what is this? Like nothing you could have done.
Survival mode.
There's
nothing you could have done.
Yeah. There's something nice about that survival mode when you go back and think of it. Certainly in the early days of my kids, I remember just get through the day with everybody alive. And I was so grateful for anybody who wanted to help me. I didn't really care about anything that I would later become obsessed over. It was just, what do I need to do to get us from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night? Excellent. There's something, I do look back on that nostalgically sometimes. Even though at the time it was overwhelming. Now it seems like, the problems were so cute back then.
That was nothing. I had no idea.
So then we become the people who say to those parents, oh, enjoy this time. The problems are only going to get worse.
Exactly.
Yes.
We come full circle.
We are sorry to be that person.
You have no idea.
Yes.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Every generation has to learn it for themselves.
Yeah.
But it's irresistible to say once you get there. Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah.
You're not sleep deprived right now, are you?
Right.
And for your constant reminders of how parenting really is or how it really can be, you can, to help you better prepare for your parenting experience, you can always listen to us.
That's right. If you want to know how to do it wrong, you can always do it.
Well, that's it for today's round 4. Tune in tomorrow and we'll share our roundabout roundup of things that we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you will find us at Roundabout Chat.